Okay, let's get comfy. Today the topic is obviously microdosing. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it because I think I want to try and make sense of kind of what's going on, because I've only been doing it for just over a month anyway. I've done a bit of research on it obviously beforehand, I've done quite a lot of research beforehand, and people tend to do 6 months of like cycles and stuff. So let me just start by saying like my dose and what I actually take. The strain of mushroom, unknown. I don't know, we've changed it up a few times as well. I don't think that's too deep, but it's basically 0.2 grams every other day, so 1 day on, 1 day off. I think I'll start by talking about my intentions with microdosing and why I wanted to start. Like I touched on in the last video, improving my general mood and like the energy that I carry about myself, because it was not starting to become a problem. It already was a problem. Hello, fly. And yeah, I wanted to shift this, and that's fine. I just wanted to see if microdosing was something that could do that for me. So there was that. Another one, which is quite a niche personal one, is to stop mumbling when I talk. I think now looking back, I think it's because I wanted to have more intention behind what I was saying, rather than kind of just speaking for the sake of it and like not meaning what I was saying, if that makes any sense. Just not like responding on autopilot. Next one was intuitive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know how you say that. Eating, because obviously I've hopped off tracking the macros. Yeah, intuitive eating, like, and not being so harsh about what I'm eating and consuming, and like feeling guilty for eating certain things. But at the same time, I mean like making decisions based upon how food actually makes me feel. And what else? Oh, and to just like challenge myself more and learn, because I feel like I do like things that are perceived as hard, and I train hard and stuff like that, but because they become so normal, it's like I wasn't really challenging myself in those areas anymore. I kind of shut up to my side, just like, and just do the session. I want to actually kind of like push myself past points where I feel like I've really put in some work. When I first started, I was a lot better at reflecting, and like noting down how I was feeling and the differences, but also I was very quizzical. I didn't want it to be placebo. I was very hyper aware of that at the beginning. But yeah, basically I have this journal, actually I'm going to get it quickly, and it's a book that my friend Amelia from home gave to me, and it's like I'm writing it for her to read, and I take it on all my travels, and I just write as if I'm talking to her, because I am. Love you, Amelia. So yeah, and I've been using it to also document my microdosing, because I have a journal that I write in every morning, but it's just to say what I did in my day. It's not really to say, I've not got the space to write and waffle. It's literally like a journal that says the date at the top of the page, and I say what I did in the day. It's not self-explanatory. Right, the realizations that I've kind of had, or what I think microdosing's done for me. So when people like my mum would ask, how does it feel? Are you like tripping? No, you're not tripping. You don't even feel like, I mean, I guess it affects every other person differently. The first day that I took it, I did go outside and kind of walk around for hours, like looking at trees. But I wasn't looking at it because I was tripping and seeing shit. I was just looking at it over the mere fact that I could appreciate the trees. I was probably tripping a little bit, I don't know. But no, on a regular day-to-day basis, you function as a normal human. Yeah, I described it as a natural antidepressant, pretty much, because in the first 2 weeks I felt on top of the world. I couldn't fathom a negative thought going through my brain, which was really nice, but that hasn't lasted. That's not lasted very long. And that's because what I realised is that it brings any emotion to the surface. I had a bit of an emotional period of time, and like it's annoying because you can't really make sense of it half the time, and I feel like when you microdose, your conscience doesn't let you push an emotion to the side. It doesn't let you bury something. It makes you face it face on, if that makes sense, which I'm really, really, really bad at. I'm not used to doing. So it's kind of like a battle, because you're trying to push something that you don't really want to feel away, because you're like, why am I even feeling like that? But then it's bringing it to the surface again and again, and it's making you really emotional. I've been for me, I've been very emotional over the past few weeks. It's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows, to be honest with you, but that's kind of the whole point of it, is to, can you see these things? It's to grow. You're going to need these trials and tribulations. Is that the right phrase? Anyway, next realisation. Oh, this was one of the ones I had like very early on, and I was like, this is sick. I was like, I've got to write this down, so I did. And it's basically about minor inconveniences, and this I still feel this now. I basically said, I'm actually going to read it. Minor inconveniences aren't really inconveniences at all, rather they're just redirecting you to another path. When you look at things like that, shit is a lot stressful. Oh, shit is a lot less stressful. Basically, this was my example that I used, okay. I went up to sunbathe and work, but it instantly started raining. Instead, I went to walk on the treadmill and work, because I like to do that. I bring my laptop and I walk on the treadmill. The treadmills, however, were off, as there was a power cut. So I finished my work in the room and then went on a walk outside with an umbrella, no stress. That sounds very small, very minute and very stupid, but in the initial situation on the rooftop where I was really looking forward to sunbathe and working, and then it started raining, I feel like beforehand I would have been like, for fuck's sake, like this is so long, like what the fuck. And then I would have gone down like, okay, it's fine, I'll just go on the treadmill. But then the treadmill, there was a power cut. I would have been fuming by this point. I was open to the fact that things don't go to plan, and it didn't piss me off at all, which is great. Same day, I'm just editing whilst walking along, and I realised I didn't really communicate this point properly. What I was trying to say is that when you come across minor inconveniences that are like steering you away from your initial plan, it's because it wasn't meant for you. You were meant to do something else that day, do you know what I mean? You're being redirected, like I said. If you're being redirected somewhere... Who is serenading me with this music? Somebody down there. Oh. Anyway, yeah. Okay, the next thing is productivity. Wow, oh my god. I can sit there for hours and edit with no distraction, no desire to get up and do anything else. And I'm like really into the work that I'm doing. I'll be so invested that I'm like searching up videos on like teaching myself more things along the way, like rather than just doing the bare minimum. I'm actually enjoying working, and this is with everything as well. It's not just video editing. You find use of your time, and that's another thing. I can't brain rot anymore, and I'm not even saying this to flex, but I kind of am. I literally can't. Like if I've got quite a lot of spare time and I'm like trying to kind of scroll through TikTok, I get so bored. I get so bored so easily. Like unless it's benefiting me, I don't enjoy it. I think that's everything I have to say on microdosing. I feel like this is going to be a long video. I'll definitely do like an updated one when I've done it quite a bit more. Maybe my relationships on mushrooms before microdosing. So macrodosing. We're actually gonna macrodose soon. Maybe I'll make a little video when I'm tripping balls. No, sorry, mum. Love you. Yeah, that's basically it on microdosing. What else am I doing today? I'm going to a cafe to do a shit ton of work later. I've got a lot of editing to do.